If you've been running your business for a number of years, you might have thought one question. How do I sell this business and how does the sales process actually work? That's what we're going to cover today. My name's Kevin Steele. I'm a fractional CFO with over 15 years experience in the industry, and I have actually sold my own business as well. So I've seen both sides of the table. And today in this video, we're going to cover what happens during a sales process, what can go right, what can go wrong, and how things can go as smoothly as possible on both your end and the buyer's end. Let's dive in. As a fractional CFO, I've advised on both sides of the table, clients selling their business and clients purchasing businesses. One thing I've seen time and time again is lack of preparation. When you're selling your business, you need to start preparing 6 to 12 months in advance. If there's one thing that kills a deal, it's lack of speed. The more prepared you are, the easier the sale will be. If you're looking to increase the value of your business this year and potentially get ready for a sale, there are 3 key things I would recommend you do. Key person dependency is one of the main things that's really important about selling a business. So imagine you're on the other side of the table, you're buying a business, and the person that owns that business is running the show. They are doing all the management meetings, they're taking all the sales calls, they're making all the key decisions without that much support from their staff. That would mean you're not buying a business, you're buying a business owner. And what's really attractive to a buyer is buying a business that is self-sufficient, running itself. So for example, if you've got a managing director under you who actually runs the business and you've got different teams and they all work together with good systems, good processes, that means whoever buys your business, they can slot all of that into their own business, which makes it a lot easier. So the key person dependency is not there. So if you're thinking about getting ready to sell your business over the next 3, 6, 9 months, one of the first things you could do is put together a process map. So map out all the things you currently do, who's responsible for them, and then start delegating some of these tasks to your management team. So for example, if you normally do all the operations meetings, delegate that to somebody else in the team who may be able to pick up that and do it on your behalf. And then over the next 3, 6 months, they'll get more confident at doing it. That's one thing less for you to do. And that reduces key dependency risk for you as the business owner. So try to offload as much things as possible while still keeping an eye on things. The second good part about this is it actually helps motivate your team. They're taking more responsibility. They're learning new things. You have less work to do. It's a win-win. And obviously linking back to the purpose of this video, it makes your business more valuable because there is less key person dependency. Number 2, a buyer will always value recurring revenue over non-recurring revenue. So for example, let's say you got 2 businesses, both are doing 100,000. Business number 1 does one-off projects throughout the year. The revenue's lumpy, the profit's lumpy, it's not that predictable, cash flow can be a bit tight. Now imagine business number 2, it has clients who all pay a fixed monthly retainer every single month. Which business do you think is going to be more attractive? The one with lumpy profits, lumpy revenue, or the business where all the clients are on a fixed monthly retainer, predictable cash flow, predictable revenue? I know which business I'd buy, and it'll be number 2. Buyers value predictability when it comes to revenue. So what can you actually do to increase recurring revenue in your business? It's a hard question to answer because every business is unique with its own set of challenges. But let's link back to our previous example in terms of a business with lumpy revenue, lumpy profits working on projects. It might be worth a conversation with those project clients to see if you could possibly sign them up on a fixed retainer. Again, very difficult question to answer as every business is unique, but you may be surprised that if you work with clients regularly on different projects, just having that conversation with them, hey, we could maybe change our relationship here. We could maybe work on a retainer model. You might have to give, you might have to take a little bit, but it's worth it for the predictable revenue. That is such a strong thing, especially if you're looking forward to sell your business. Predictable revenue's golden. Clean and consistent financial reporting. I can't tell you the amount of times I have seen this delay deals. So as a fractional CFO, I obviously focus on the finances and advising on how deals get done. And quite often I can engage with a client and they say, hey, Kevin, I'm looking to sell my business in the next 3 months. I'm like, okay, cool. I come in, I have a look at the finances, and I unfortunately have to go back and say to my client, this business is not going to be sold in 3 months. We need to spend at least 3 months getting the financial information in shape so we can present it to a potential buyer and they can do their analysis on it. Clean data is absolutely key here. And also one thing that you could actually start preparing today, if you're thinking about selling your business, even in 1 year, is putting together something called a data room. So a data room is a secure online area where all the key documents of your business are stored. Customer contracts, insurance contracts, profit and loss, balance sheet, staff contracts, everything that would be absolutely key for a buyer to look at when they're analyzing your business. If you can have all that information ready on day one before you even start the sale process, you will be miles ahead of the game. Because if you imagine it, if you send the buyer lots of information, it's all kind of jumbled up, the finances not being cleaned up properly, don't make sense, what's going to happen is the buyer is going to come back with lots and lots and lots of queries. And what does that do? That reduces the buyer's confidence in you and your business. So it's really, really important because there's one thing that kills deals, and that is speed. If things take longer with lots of queries, back and forth, poor data, low confidence, you're going to get a lower offer for your business, and it's going to take longer to get to that stage where you will eventually get a lower offer. So have your data ready, get a data room set up, have everything in place so you can hit the ground running when it's time to sell your business. What would I say to a business owner who's thinking about selling their business over the next couple of years? The answer is easy. Just get a fractional CFO. Who'd have thought it? So a fractional CFO can actually help get things ready 6 to 12 months in advance. Getting that clean data, that financial reporting, that data room, that can take 3 to 4 months in itself. And in regard to reducing key person dependency risk and choosing between recurring and non-recurring revenue, that's where a fractional CFO can help. So if you are looking to sell your business in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, and you think a fractional CFO might be a good fit to help you with clean reporting, etc., then feel free to get in touch. You can find my details in the description below. Contact me via LinkedIn DM or email. So now you know about the key things that matter when it comes to selling your business, but you'll never sell your business if you don't have any cash in the bank. So what we're going to cover in this next video is cash flow. We're covering short-term cash flow, medium-term cash flow, long-term cash flow, and we're going to cover a specific thing called a 13-week cash flow. If you've never heard of that, tune into the next video because it's really important and it will help increase the value of your business too.